What's going on, guys? Abraxos here with two more lists for today, and we'll start with the Ogre Khans. So today we'll have Dumb and a Dumber, Ogre Khans and Orcs and Goblins. I hope you will enjoy it. I actually played few games with Ogre Khans recently with the list that I constructed, so this is not as spontaneous as the other ones, I think. So let's start with the things that I really wanted the most in my list. So first of all, I wanted 2 units of small Merc veterans because I really liked them. I really enjoyed them. I wanted one with Vanguard and poison attacks with paired weapons, so they just dish out a massive amount of damage. And then the second ones I wanted also with the champion with halberds, with Swift Strike and Devastating Charge, so a very strong alternative that just has a lot of strength 7 attacks on charge and strength 6 attacks without charge. I was thinking about putting a Mammoth in the list, and this is possibly a very viable option, but since my units are pretty small, I thought that it will be decently hard to position in that way that the Mammoth really supports them. But I think this is a good alternative that I could think about for the future if I want to develop the list a bit more. What I really wanted is at least one cannon, so I put it here. I wanted 2 hunters because hunters are very strong, and I put no big names. Why would I need that? I wanted definitely scout. I wanted one with Destiny Call, and then with Destiny Call I actually opted finally for Great Weapon, which might be a weird choice, but I like it in the end, and Hunting Spear, yes. But I like it in the end. I think that as you will see, the list might lack some high strength attacks. I'm a bit paranoid about cowboys and such, so I just put the Great Weapon here and call it a day. And the other one is actually also with Scout, with paired weapons, with Mithril Mail, and I think that's it. Yeah, then one more thing. This guy is 2 up with no ward save against fire. So I might take the ward against fire here, and this is definitely a viable option. But for now I was just a cheap guy and I put Leader of the Pack because I also want to have a unit of dogs in my list. And let me just put them here. So 8 dogs for the sweet core tax. And now the thing is that he can both scout wherever I want him, but he can also be put in the dogs and vanguard the dogs if necessary. So I think this is a nice option. I want 1 dog to support my chaffing skills. I definitely want Bombardiers. I want a big unit, a 6, and I want a small unit because I want to have a decent amount of small shooting. And now I probably don't need a Scratapult. Although Scratapults are really nice and were really annoying when I played against Ogres at ATC, maybe I will skip on the Scratapult for now. As I already said in a video that I made about Ogres a while ago, I want a Giant with Great Weapon, because he's really nice with the Cutting of the March and then with Strength 7. Really cool model. I really enjoy him. I think he's one of the best Giants so far. And then I need to fill a Shaman. And I actually went for Shamanism guy, and I played with Shamanism guy, although I think that this is maybe not the best. I think both other paths are really also thematic. I think Pyromancy might suit the meta the best, but I really very rarely have an option to play with Shamanism, so I decided to play with that. I gave him Ligor, and I gave him the Iron Fist for the parry actually, even though I will be playing Tribesmen in my core. Then I want a BSB, and because, as you can see, my army is very MSU-ish, I actually want an 18-inch BSB in this list. And then I want a Great Weapon because when I will be picking Tribesmen, I actually want something to have high strength in there. Although he is not very safe, but he has to suffice, and actually I will pick the School of Quenget, which is also being just cheap guy. I could just pick Banner of Discipline, which is possibly much better here. But for now I played with Skull and it was okay-ish. Then I need to fill my core, so I picked the big unit of Tribesmen with Swift Strike Banner, which costs 511 points. This is very cheap. And then I picked 2 units of bruisers with nothing. I would actually love to have something like a standard or champion there, but the problem is that it is really hard to fit the ogre core to the minimum. So I think that's it. This is what it is. I don't think that I can afford anything else. Oh, and this is actually the list, so I didn't forget anything. Let me take a look at this in the end. I think the thing that made me really interested in playing this was the Merc Vets, because they are so cheap, they have so many attacks. They have not the greatest initiative, but they have decent initiative. And for now, I've played 3 games with this list, and I don't think that I want to introduce many changes. I just feel like I need more points. And here is a big problem that I have with the ogres, because they felt really nice to play. I felt really nice playing those lists. It was very enjoyable for me. But for me, the problem was that, what the fuck are good matchups for the ogres? Come on, like, they have so many matchups where I felt bad. Where I felt like, oh, I don't want to play that, I don't want to play that, I don't want to play that, I don't want to play that. What do I want to play? And I don't think there is a good answer to that. From the list standpoint, again, I think that it would make sense to, for example, change the Slave Giant to Mammoth, because it would support Bombardiers, it would support the Merc Vets, it would support the Tribesmen, it would support the Mammoth Hunters, except for the Great Weapon one. But in general, the Mammoth can be a very nice addition to this list. I don't think that you really need a cut. I think there is a bit too much of units for the flags, but I don't know how to solve this so far. So let's stick with that. I think the list is really enjoyable. I would really love to play ogres a bit more, but I think that it's just really hard to convince yourself to play that, because even though it's really fun, it feels like an uphill battle at every turn. So I'm not sold. Possibly, I would also like to have a second shaman here. Possibly a combination of Adept of Shamanism and Master of Thaumaturgy would be really nice to have, I think. But the shamans are so expensive that I don't know if this is ever happening. Anyway, guys, what do you think about this list? And what do you think about ogres altogether? I would be really interested to hearing that. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you in the next episode. Cheers.